See, before I tell you what happened next, I need you to understand something. This woman had nothing. Not the kind of nothing where you have little something, but you are being dramatic. I mean real nothing. One room, one window, a foam mattress that cracked when she breathed. A baby girl who needed to eat and 4,200 naira in her pocket, with rent coming in 3 weeks. Now, some people in that position would have called their family, some people would have come back and beg, some people would have even found a way to make someone responsible for their situation. Ngozi went to buy baby formula. She came back empty-handed. She had walked into a small provision shop in Nyanka, picked up the tin of formula, turned it over, seen the price, and just stood there. She was not crying, no, she was not making noise. But she could not believe that she was this broke, that she could not afford a tin of food for her daughter. She put the tin back on the shelf, walked out. She sat on the curb outside with a baby strapped on her chest. Ngozi looked down at that small face, her tiny, perfect, trusting face, and she got motivated again. She stood up, straightened her wrapper, and walked to Blessing's house. Now, let me tell you about Blessing. Because Blessing is the kind of person that God placed in your life at exactly the right moment. And if you are not paying attention, you miss them entirely. Blessing is a married woman with 2 children who believe in one thing above everything else. That a woman with her own money could make her own choice without apologizing to anybody. Blessing welcomed Ngozi to her home. They sat in Blessing's small kitchen.
Ngozi, you don't hear yourself. You carry this baby, you find room, you find work, you do all this by yourself.
Then she stood up, went to her cupboard and brought out corn, plain dry corn. And she showed Ngozi step by step, no rushing, no judgment,
like this.
how to soak
Feel
it, how to grind it, how to ferment it
I've
properly,
got it.
how to cook
That's
it until it becomes
perfectly
the
done.
sweetest. 4 a.m. every single morning before the city woke up, Amaka has already gone to the market, to her small kitchen cooking her pap. Then she would strap her daughter to her back and walk to the market. She was not embarrassed. She had already survived the things that were supposed to do the most embarrassing moment of her life. A man has thrown her out of the mansion and called her the spire. She has survived that. What was a market going to do to her? She hugged, she called her prices, she engaged every customer, she smiled even when she did not feel like smiling, because she understood that anyone teaching her that people do not just buy pap, they buy the person selling it. And she was always with her face. Some days she saw everything before 8 a.m. and walk home feeling like she could move mountains. Other days she sat in that market until noon with half her pap unsold. Amaka on her back.
I get only 400
There were nights
naira
she sat
today.
in her room.
Give me the 400.
After Amaka had fallen asleep,
You know where
she
to
would
find
become
me.
worried, asking herself different question of what would her life be. This is the myth. Amaka was 8 years old when this man appeared at the store. It was not a regular man. This man, she had seen him before. He bought 2 portions and always come to patronize her. He said,
You know you can package this, Abi?
She looked
Sorry?
up.
This pap,
Package as in how?
powder
You
form,
can package
seal
this
them
in a
properly,
powder form.
brand it.
Oga, nationwide care. See me here selling pap for 500 naira. You dey talk
I am
nationwide.
37,
Which kind
she
joke
said, my
be this?
time don't pass. Give that idea to one of those young people who still get energy for that kind of thing. He looked at her for a long moment, then he said, Your name is Ngozi. She froze.
How you know my
She had
name?
not-
Because
she
I
had
have
not
been
told
looking
him.
for
How
you.
do
Your name
know
is
my
Ngozi.
name? She
How you know
asked.
my name?
Because I have been
always
looking for you. Call
My
me
name
when
is
you are
Bayo.
ready.
Call me when you
Ngozi,
are
I
ready.
think you already
Ngozi,
know you can do more.
I think you are capable of more than this store. You need to believe on yourself. She could not sleep that night, not because of Bayo, but because of what he said to her. She was in her room, laying in the dark and speaking out loud. Powder form, branded packaging, nationwide, overseas. Ngozi, you are 37. No. You don't have degree, no connection. You were once a housewife, a front desk receptionist, and now you sell pap at Nyanka market. This is what you are. But no. I can do better than this. There was a supplier who took her deposit, 80,000 naira. Money she have saved over 4 months selling pap at 500 naira per portion.
God.
He took it.
You did not bring me this
disappeared,
far
his
to
phone was
leave me
off,
here.
and he gave
I
her
am
fake
getting up.
address. All all of her money gone. She cried. She couldn't believe that all her entire saving is going down the drain just like that.
Ngozi,
She decided to call
more.
Mr.
I have been
Bayo.
waiting for this call.
Mr. Bayo talked to her
Let us start
and
from
she
the beginning.
started
Are you
attending
ready?
seminars.
I am ready.
She wrote down everything. She read her notes as she prepared. There were grant applications she spent weeks preparing that came back rejected. No explanation, just no. There was a supplier who took her deposit of money. Then the next morning, she took Amaka, her daughter, school. She took Amaka to school. She could not pay the school fees. She took her last penny to take Amaka to school. Bayo helped her in the little way he can. She was 40 years old when she officially registered Ama's Oil and Pap. Named it after her daughter, Amaka. She packaged it in a gold trim container she had spent 2 weeks designing herself because she absolutely believed that the way something looks, tell a customer how much you expect them. The labels read Ama's Oil and Pap, Ngozi Uchebe, founder, not Mama Amaka, not Mrs. Nedu. Then she put it down and went for Amaka's breakfast. By 44, she was already supplying schools and hospitals nationwide. By 46, the age Usha had probably imagined her invisible and irrelevant. Ama's Oils and Pap was in Nigeria diasporas, grocery stores in London, Houston, Toronto. She was featured in a food business magazine. Her face, her story, her name was on every page, and she looked good. She had been invited as a keynote speaker in the UNICEF Regional Conference Climate in Lagos. She walks in wearing her navy suit that was tailored from Accra. And there was Ushe. He has aged, not badly, he's still dressed well. He crossed towards her. She watched him come without moving a single
Ngozi.
Ngozi, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
I was invited.
She
said. He looked at her conference badge and her name on the speaker board.
How did you get here?
How did you get here?
Whatever you did to get into this room here, it will not last.
It will not last.
This place is for people of caliber.
Serious people.
Serious
People of caliber. You cannot make it here. She looked at him. Hello, Mr. Ushe. Meet Ngozi. She's the lead food security consultant for the UNICEF West African Partnership. Our company is the nutritional model for 4 nations. I will advise you to get comfortable.
And together, we will build a future.
Oh my goodness.
When did she?
I don't know. He couldn't believe his eye.
And when we work together, the future is ours.
It's what she deserves.
In conclusion, thank you.
Few months after, she had made peace, genuine peace, with the idea that Shafta was simply not in her story.
You know, I have been
But
watching
there
you
was
work for the
Bayo.
last 10 years.
Bayo have
And
always seen
every single
her
time I
as
think to
someone who
myself,
is
this
capable.
woman
Bayo
is
loved her
something
no
else.
matter what.
Bayo.
You know, I have been watching you work for the last 10 years. And every single time I think to myself, this woman is something else.
Bayo.
I am not saying it to say it. I love you, Ngozi Ochebe. I have loved you since that Tuesday.
I know, Bayo, I know. And I feel it too. I have felt it for a long time.
So what are we going to do about that?
We are going to take it one step at a time, like everything else.
I take one look at you, you're taking me out.
Then they decide to what? They married quietly. No enormous hall, no outfit that cost more than her first year rent in Yanka. 20 people who mattered, a pastor she trusted, a garden with evening lights coming through the trees. The wedding felt nothing like the first one. The first wedding had felt like a performance, like something she was doing for the world, like a woman checking a box she had been told her whole life to check. This felt like a promise between 2 people who actually saw each other. She was Ngozi Oyetunde now. And
you found me when I had forgotten my own name. You believed in me before I believed in myself.
My Ngozi.
What God has joined together, pair it, let no man put asunder. You may now say your vows to each other.
Amaka called her that evening from America. Mommy, I used to wonder when we were in that room in Iyaka. I used to wonder if things will ever get better. I never asked because I didn't want to worry, but I used to wonder. And right now I'm in the university and seeing you getting married to the man who loves you for who you are gives me joy. Mommy, I'm so happy.
Amaka, you were always the reason. From that first day I held you, you were always the reason.
Story has turned out to be something she could not have written even on her birthday at 23. Because at 23, she had dreamed of a company. She had not known to dream of this Ngozi Oyetunde BSc Business Administration, master degree, all aimed between building her company and raising her daughter in nights, classes, weekend program, and early mornings, because she absolutely refused to let the years that was stolen from her to be the end of that story. She's the founder of Amas Oil and Pub, sold in 12 countries, lead food security consultant of UNICEF West Africa, wife of a man who treated her like the queen she had always be, the mother of a daughter who is going to change the world. She was happy.
Mama Amaka, you come visit us today. God bless you. Mama BC, how are you? How is business?
Ma, this week we have completed the London order and the Houston shipment goes
She
out
loved
Thursday.
the marketplace, the sunrise,
running at full
not out of pity, but because of she respects. And no matter how hard she will rise, she will go bigger and better. And she said, my name is Ngozi Oyetunde, the founder of Amas Oil.